Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you through the installation of a camera. We're putting a camera on our front porch. We want to get notification every time a package is delivered or the mail is delivered or someone's on our porch. So the system that I'm using is REOLINK. So I have my cable, the ends aren't on, I'll have to install the ends. Have our camera, have a box to mount on the side of the house, and then the cover we'll have to drill with our template to mount the camera. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is cut a hole in this wall. The front porch is right behind me. We got to run the wire inside the wall into the basement and then up to our network switch. You can do wireless systems. There's pretty good wireless options. But my system's wired and I prefer power over Ethernet, so that's what I'm doing. So the first step that I'm going to do, like I said, is cut a hole in this wall behind this couch. It has to be low enough that I can drill down to the basement, and then has to be big enough so I can snake a wire up to the hole that I drill onto the front porch. So I'll take you through everything and kind of show you what I'm looking at. It is Halloween, so we have our bucket out, scary guy out. So here's that big window that I was sitting in front of. The camera is going to go somewhere up there. We'll cut our hole down here on the inside, snake the wire up, come out there, drill into the basement, run it over to the IP switch. Now, one thing you have to figure out for your situation is where the studs are. So this is a 1903 house, so we're probably going to have plaster with the wood strips or the lath, and a stud finder doesn't really work for that. Luckily, I do have some pictures of when the wall without the siding was up, and so I can look at studs. And I'll show you a picture here. You can see what I'm talking about. I'm able to figure out where generally the studs are, and if you cut a hole too small or you don't land on a stud, that's fine, because we're going to patch it. So alright, let's get started. Okay, so I have my general measurement off this window. I need to be between 12 and 20 inches roughly. So if I put a hole anywhere in here, that'll get me up in the bay that I want to be in. Try to catch some of the dust. So one thing that's crazy about this plaster is it just eats bits. You can just see there's no teeth left on that. So I like to save my really old bits that are, dented or missing teeth or, dull. And that's what I use on this plaster because it really just eats the teeth. I'm gonna have to change the blade. I'm pretty much through the plaster and now I'm hitting those wood strips. So this blade's not going to cut through the wood. Again, I want to try to use the cheaper blades. These are just a 30 pack online. Of course my battery died. Alright, so you can see we got a stud here. I'm happy with that. I should be in this bay, but if there's a chance that I'm in this bay, I should be able to snake it down. So I kind of like being on both sides of the stud, so that's good. We got the hole cut here. We're going to drill the hole outside, run the snake down and see if we can catch it here, and then we're going to drill the hole into the basement and snake the wire down into the basement. Okay, really hard to see, but if you can make out the blue wire, it is down in the basement, so that is really good. I'll show you what I had to do to get it down here. Okay, so I knew this was going to be the hardest part, is drilling into the joist to get it into the basement. And so typically when I do this, I like to use a really long bit, and you can get a nice bend on it, but this joist is kind of further in that way, and so I didn't think the long bit was going to work. So I've never tried one of these, but I had bought one of these really short bits and then a 90-degree, and I kind of went into the wall, and I had to start drilling like that, and then I was able to straighten it and then drill through the joist like this. So this little 90-degree kit worked really well for me. I liked that it has the flexible shaft. So lifesaver. I knew this was going to be the tricky part, getting into the basement. Now I can drill the hole outside, and that part will be pretty easy. It's always the scary part. You can't reach the snake. Luckily we got it. This job's a lot easier with 2 people, but sometimes you gotta do things yourself, so here we are. So we're gonna tape this on, and then we should be able to pull it right on through. Very cool. Alright, so to patch this, I need to put a couple pieces of wood behind it, and then I'll be able to screw this to the wood that I install. Okay, so as you can see, the plaster just crumbled apart, so I'm gonna have to cut a piece of sheetrock and utilize that, because I know as soon as I go to screw this, it's just gonna fall apart. I was hoping to reuse it, but that doesn't seem to be the case, so I'll get a piece of sheetrock. Okay, so you can see I kind of scraped at an angle. I'm gonna get any loose stuff out, and then some places for the compound to grab here. The joys of using an empty bucket, getting a lot of crap in the mud. I wish I had a little bit more to finish, but here's the deal. I just need a first coat tonight. Let it dry. Alright, I promise I'm a better patcher. Alright, we got 3 coats of compound on there, so we're letting it dry one final time. We'll do a sand, then we can paint that, and then we got to throw the connector on, plug it into the switch there, and we'll be all set. Alright, so there you full install of the camera outside. Hopefully this helps you make the determination if you want to do a PoE camera. You got to run the wire. If you're trying to hide the wire, that takes a lot of extra work. I could have just drilled straight outside, ran a pipe up the wall, ran the wire in the basement, but it's not my style. I knew I could do it in the wall, so that's what I did. Alright, thanks for watching.